got two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
Hut, hut, hut. This is your boy, Eddie Collins.
Hut, hut, hut. This is Justin Brown, guys.
We're Medium Popcorn. Hope y'all doing good. And obviously, I never played football, Justin.
Yeah. Hut, hut, hut. I was like, what?
Called it out. Woo. But folks, we're talking about Little Giants. Starring Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill. This movie came out in 1994. And where were you, Justin, when Little Giants came out? Because I remember where I was.
You remember where you were?
I was in the movie theater. I saw this movie.
I didn't see this in the movie theater. I saw this when it came to cable.
VHS? Oh, not even on VHS for the Blockbuster?
No, we caught shit on when it hit fucking HBO.
Oh, yeah.
I had HBO. That's as far as my parents would go. The two main niggas in the house. We don't even go to the movie theaters.
Even back in 1994.
But like, yeah, I was 10 when this came out. I just turned 10, and like this movie was a film that I watched 1,000 times.
I watched it a bunch too. I mean, especially for me because it takes place in a small Ohio town. Yeah. So it's different than Ann Arbor, but like it's still Midwest.
I mean, listen, Michigan and Ohio are right there. Exactly. The neighboring cities.
Exactly.
Not cities. You know.
Well, yeah, but and I enjoy this movie. It's because it's about misfits, right? It's about kids that don't quite fit in, and like you connect with it even like if you aren't quote unquote like a weirdo or a misfit or anything like that. Just because it's also about rejection and how do you handle that and how do you like come back from that and how do you stay confident in yourself and your skills and what your dream is
and coming of age.
Yes, very much so. I mean, I will say that this is one of the first movies where I was like, oh, there's a way to make kind of the antagonist still somewhat likable, but Ed O'Neill, because with Kevin, it always was kind of like he obviously has competitive, like he's just a competitive person, right?
Yeah.
So he was always kind of like competing with his little brother, who like just is played by Rick Moranis, and they played the younger versions like that too. Like it's just he's very feeble compared to Kevin, right? But at the same time, it was always like, when Kevin's wife would call him out on his behavior, you could still tell that Kevin did love his brother, though.
Yeah.
It's just that he's like, this is our relationship, this is our thing. Like, we're rivals.
Well, I mean, it's also kind of like he's just like, listen, he's this, I'm this. This is just the way things are.
But to get to my point, though, about how they could be likable, is that I really always liked Ed O'Neill, Kevin's relationship with Becky.
Yes.
His niece.
Yes.
Because, like,
very sweet.
Because it was weird. Because it was like weird. Like I'm progressive, but only when you're not trying to encroach on my shit. You know what I mean? Because he was very supportive of his niece liking football. Well, and he's kind of probably how she knows all the stuff.
Well, no. Well, it's also the fact is because he has two little girls.
Yeah.
And I think he was just like, yeah, she likes football now, but it's like this is not going to be for her because eventually she's a little girl. She's going to want to do girl things. And he has a daughter, which is it's seemingly her age.
Yeah, it seemed like.
And it's just like, so it's like
the one who I thought she was going to try to kill. Becky was going to try to kill when she starts on the Devon Sawa. You saw that, right? That look she gave. It was like when 13 saw that one girl talking to Mike and she fucking used her powers to fuck her up.
But like, it's just they had some back and forth between him and Becky or Icebox, however you want to call her. And it was so sweet. And like, I was just like, man, Ed O'Neill was like, obviously he's still living, but like he was good. He was still good in this film.
When he did similar stuff on Modern Family. That's one of the reasons why like I love that show is because everyone felt very genuine as much as they like, tease each other and stuff like that, or like were in terrible situations. You could tell that they still cared about each other. I think Ed O'Neill, in his conversation with Becky, like, because even at the end, like when she gets pissed off at Spike, right? And then the Spike's dad, I think, is like She's like, what's that cheerleader doing in the field? He's like, that's not a cheerleader, that's my niece, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you just fucked it up.
Yep, it's like you just
she
woke
retired.
up a sleeping dragon.
She's like, I got her to retire.
And then you had to go and be an idiot.
Yeah. Because I'd be like, yo, even if I didn't know who Becky was, if I saw a little girl like cheerleading as I'm playing football, and then I know where she's across the field from me in like pads and shit, I'd be like, there's something I don't know about what's on the other side of this, and I'm going to get out of the way. Right? Wouldn't you be like, what?
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, wait. What's the cheerleader doing on the field? It's just like, boy. But you know what? And to Ed O'Neill's character, Kevin O'Shea, is just like, he wasn't with the cheating shit. With the dirty play. That father did. Like he says to Becky, when Becky said, like, do you think I'm pretty? He's like, no. It's like, I think you're gorgeous or beautiful or something like that. It's like it's like little things like that which really made that character likable, and you're just like, oh man, fucking. And then he goes from that to Al Bundy. And just some of the other roles that he's done over his career, I'm just like, Ed O'Neill was underrated.
He definitely was. Like, I never got into Married with Children, but like I really liked him in this, and this is like one of the earliest things I watched, like just in life, right? That I remember actively. And I was never a big Rick Moranis fan. Like, even when we saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids for the podcast, I was like, I like kind of like everything but him as this role. But I get why people like Rick Moranis. It's just not my thing.
For me, this was the role that made me love Rick Moranis.
Interesting. I just thought that they gave him a really dark storyline. So apparently, the reason why Danny O'Shea's wife has left him, the original plan was that she had died. But I guess Rick Moranis' wife in real life had actually died not too long before this movie. And so, because I'm like, man, that's brutal. Like, because he already looks, Danny's a big nerd. We can just say it that way. He is kind of...
He's a nerdy guy.
Yeah, different dude. And to have his wife, leave him, I'm like, damn, man. Because then that makes it sadder for the daughter.
Yeah, but you know what, though? At the same time, it also... people... It happens. People, families break up and things like that. And it's just like... Also, that's why Becky is the way that she is. Because she grew up, without, a mother figure... growing up probably around her dad and her uncle, who was this big football guy. And, he probably got her into football and everything. So she became more of a tomboy. And the fact is, like, yes, this story is about, kids playing peewee football and all that. But then it's also about this young girl starting to come of age where she was just like, I'm kind of moving past the whole tomboy thing. Is like, that's who I am, but it's not all that I am. So it's like there's some really cool themes in the film that I really, really enjoyed and I appreciated watching. Man, I was watching this last night and I was just like, oh man, this is such a good fucking movie. Like, such a good movie.
It's fun. I mean, it's really weird at times. Like, was the kid Preston?
Oh yeah,
that nigga with the snot bubble coming out, and then just pokes at it. He's like, yeah. And then the black dude who can't see nothing but toilet paper.
No, because he's afraid of the ball.
Well, yeah, but he's insane. When he does the sticky stuff, he gets on his chest. He's like, uh-oh. I'm like, Daddy, look at your team. She's like, you should notice if he has gack on his chest.
Actually, it looked like he had shit on his chest.
Or the fucking symbiote. Like, help this kid.
But have you ever, caught a football?
Yeah. It's scary.
Well, it's not necessarily...
It's coming at such a force sometimes that you don't want to embarrass yourself by missing it. Like, there's a lot of pressure.
Football hurts. Okay, especially if it's cold out. The football will hurt your fucking hand. You can catch that fucking thing. It'll still hurt your fucking hands. Yeah. Like, go to catch a football, bend back your fingers. So I can, I wasn't that kid. I wasn't that bad. But I remember when I was a kid, sometimes catching a football, it was just like, I don't want to hurt my hand. It's like, it's something that can easily get into your head.
For sure.
But that's why he visualizes the toilet paper as something soft, and he's not afraid of it.
Makes sense.
It's like there's layers to this shit. Like, if you know football, Like you're gonna be like, oh well, yeah, all of that makes sense.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time how my grandfather, like, I used to play t-ball and stuff like that? I actually liked baseball a lot. I got over it. It was one of the things that like helped show me how to get over fear, because I actually used to be afraid of the ball coming at you, because I'm like, because I remember I think it was my nana or my mom was like, if you get hit in the head, you could die. And I'm like, what? But my papa apparently, he actually confessed this to me. I guess he was trying to like do something with my hands, where he would make me a left-handed pitcher, because I guess that's a thing.
Well, it's not something that you see all the time.
Yeah, right.
It would make you.
It makes you better, right?
No, it just because if you can throw with your left hand, you have more of an advantage.
Because I liked pitching, and so I guess he had this idea. Long story short, I don't know what he did to me, because I was a kid, right? But he did something where my left wrist doesn't like bend the right way, and I used to think it was like, because I used to think maybe like I was missing a muscle or something like that, and then I had a doctor. He was like, "You might have like had this broken or something like that." I think something happened. Like, and I also remember my papa was like, "Yeah, I was trying to make you a left-handed pitcher, and one day I took your hand, and then my nana was coming. He's like, I gotta go." It was like, that's the kind of shit people are always like, "Why is Brandon so crazy?" I get whispered shit like that when I'm like 8. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope people understand. I don't mean to be this way. What are you talking about right now? Just like, what?
So what are we even talking about?
Talking about how my papa probably broke my left wrist.
No, so he's probably trying to teach you how to throw lefty, and he probably took it a little too far, and he probably wore out your wrist, because you were probably throwing all fucked up, and you fucked up your wrist.
I don't know what I did. I don't know, but I know after that, my nana did not let him do anything with me. Like, I couldn't even watch the car with the man. She was like, you stay away from this kid.
You're gonna break the Brandon.
This movie does have a lot of charm, and like, it's just silly. Like when the bus breaks down, and the NBA, it's like John Madden and shit.
No, NFL. I heard you say NBA.
God damn it! This is Space Jam. But when they show up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
so off the bus comes John Madden, Steve Ettman, Bruce Smith, Emmett Smith, and Tim Brown.
Yeah.
And like,
and to teach the misfits about football and shit.
Yeah.
Like, intimidate your enemy.
No, but a lot of football is the psychology of football. So it's like, physical attributes play a huge factor, but like also just the mentality. I mean, because like for me, when I played football in high school and college and such, part of it for me is just like I was afraid of letting my team down.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be the guy that fucking blows the game.
Yeah, you didn't want to be.
And those thoughts like that. That split second is the difference between something.
It weighs heavy on you.
Yeah. So like it
heavy on your soul.
No, not necessarily. But no, but so like you're not playing in the moment.
Okay.
So you're not playing in the moment. But like piss me off. Yeah, I'll go out there. I'll just run down the field and hit anybody. Full fucking steam. But then I also realized, I gotta play pissed off. I play like that. But then again, I play pissed off. I'm not a nice guy when I'm pissed off like that. And it took the fun out of the game for me. So it's like, it's either you gotta go full, or like it's nothing. But it's all about confidence. So
these kids did not have confidence.
Well, yeah, I mean, because also they tried out for the team, and Coach Kevin O'Shea just burned the shit out of him. You okay?
Yeah. Just so I was just looking at something about the actress that plays Becca. Apparently, she's still out here working. Shauna Waldron.
Yeah.
I think her character Becky also, because I saw this like when I was like 8. Mm-hmm. Some of that. I think she's the reason why I was kind of always into tomboys. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of like they dress her down, obviously, because she's like likes football and stuff like that. But then it's like, but she's still a girl. Like, she can look cute and attractive and stuff like that. It's kind of like, that's why like the movie She's All That is so insane, because they're like, Rachel A. Cook isn't attractive because she's wearing glasses and overalls. So you're like,
Yeah.
What? Like, yes.
Y'all can't see past
She didn't
that?
get plastic surgery. She's still the same chick. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I was always like, it's fine if like a chick I'm into like sports or stuff that's not traditionally like feminine or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like interesting, like how movies have like kind of influenced me because you saw like her team accepted her. No one was ever like on the Giants, at least. No one was ever picking on her. And then even Ed O'Neill, Kevin's wife is like, she's better than all these boys. Like,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, but it's not a traditional thing. And she's like, who cares? You want to win, right?
Yeah. But like, he's
It's
a
1994.
football purist, and he's pig-headed as far as.
I laughed really hard when he had that practice at his house and he busts through the window.
First of all,
That was
he was
hilarious.
going to kill his wife.
She was going to go out the window, right?
Yes.
The way he was going so hard, and she just moves, and he goes crashing. Like, not even like he hit the wall. Like, he goes flying through the window.
Yeah.
Yo, the amount of money they had to pay just to repair that shit. And then he crushed his balls.
During the pandemic.
Did he say, oh, mother?
I think so.
Oh, mama or something?
Oh, mama.
I remember that was weird as a kid. I remember being like, that's what you would say?
Brandon, you literally say things like that all the time.
Yeah, but I don't think I would say that when I crushed my nuts on a tree.
I don't know, Brandon. I've heard you say some things at weird moments.
What's the weirdest thing I've ever said in a weird moment?
Well, I mean, I think the weirdest thing I ever heard you say was you telling me that you masturbate and you drool.
I would never say that. I never said
Brandon, you never said that? It's literally, you said that on this show.
Never said.
You said that on this show.
Never said I masturbate and I drool.
You ever be masturbated and you drool? I was just like, what? wait, what?
Not happened.
Lluvia in the chat, that did happen. It did happen, Brandon.
Listen, y'all can believe whatever you want. I'm the one that has these tapes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But it's funny because like during the pandemic, Paul and I, we were, obviously couldn't go to the gym or anything like that, so we were just trying to stay in shape. So we were just like in the backyard, in Astoria, and we would work out. And I love the boxing and hitting the bag, stuff like that. And I had like the focus mitts, and I was like, oh, Paul, hit the focus mitts. So she's hitting focus mitts.
Oh, okay. She hits you. Hopefully.
No. She's hitting, and like I was like, all right, you hit, and then like I'm gonna swing at your head, and then you duck down and stuff like that, and I caught her one time. she
didn't duck.
She zigged when she should have zagged.
People look out the backyard over at your house and just see you beating up Paula with pads.
Yeah, that was the last time. She was just like, and we're not doing this anymore. I'm like, fair enough.
She said, you didn't coach me, Justin.
I told you what you're supposed to do now. You know what? Get in there, make me some pie.
I will say, Danny O'Shea, Rick Moranis' character, not a great coach.
Oh, no, sir.
He wasn't a great motivator. He didn't really know how the game worked.
He got a kid to call all the plays.
Who had a computer on the field?
Yeah.
That was insane. I was like, first of all, where are you even getting plugging this thing in?
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like this ain't battery operated. It's 1994. You know what the only games I had on my computer, like in 1997? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego and like the Oregon Trail? Like this nigga's over doing the internet plays.
Minesweeper. You had the Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Minesweeper and Snake.
I had no idea how Minesweeper worked. I was just clicking on shit.
Yeah. And Solitaire.
So God. Remember when Solitaire was like fucking the equivalent of like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time at one point? You're like, this is the best game ever. And you're just cards.
Oh, baby, I'm almost there.
I've been playing Solitaire for hours, man.
Yeah. Then I started getting this. I got like Command and Conquer Red Alert. That's when that was like the first like game.
Okay.
Yeah. Outside of like like video games, console games. Yeah. That's the first computer game I played. Yeah.
This is obviously bringing back a lot of 90s memories, folks. Mm-hmm. Also, that little nigga came up with a play called The Annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yep. Yes, he did.
And I was like, what? Like, you in Ohio. What are you talking about Puerto Rico for?
Yeah.
And also, Danny, that was a new play. You tell me the Giants learned that new play in like 30 seconds.
No. That they practiced that.
Oh, they had? Okay.
Yeah, so they practiced the play.
This didn't seem like the kind of group that would have the kind of memory required.
No, but they had plays. They called out plays and things like that.
I guess I would just expect chaos in the field, whatever this group got on there.
Well, I mean, look at the way that they were dressed when they were practicing.
Yeah.
Also, where did they get the uniforms for the last game?
Yes. Yo, because earlier in the movie, when they were practicing, they looked like they literally looked like the Ohio version of the black kids at the beginning of Shutters. They were not doing well.
No, they looked like Fat Albert in the gang.
Yeah, it was
like it's like they literally.
That's because I want kids obese.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
The one who kept farting.
I'm saying because of the fact that they literally look like they're practicing at a junkyard.
Yes, they definitely are. Right?
No, they're
it's like at his warehouse.
No, behind the gas station.
That's behind a gas station.
Yes.
Oh, they're trying to say this is like a fucking Peanuts, Ohio poor.
Yeah, pretty
Lord.
much.
I mean, Daddy is driving around town like in a go-kart. Like, nigga, how you gonna do grocery shopping for your daughter in a go-kart?
And the daughter routinely drives around in a go-kart as well. Other kids riding bikes. Yeah. She's driving a go-kart.
Yeah.
I mean, she was living the life.
She was. Becky was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason. I think it was one of the first young female roles where I'd be like, oh, this chick is cool.
Yeah.
Even though she's told she's a loser. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And not even really, because dudes were really fucking with her. I think it was more because, like, she's scary.
Yeah.
And that, like, made them be like, oh, I don't like her, like, even though she is a girl or whatever.
Yeah. She's just a tomboy, but she's not a girl that you're going to go and fuck with because she will punch you in your mouth.
Yes. Except for Junior Floyd, played by Devin Sawa. Now, apparently, according to Lluvia's trivia, there was an actor named Jonathan Bulk, who was originally cast in the role of Junior and shot for several weeks with the main cast before he was replaced by Devin Sawa. Devin had just finished filming Casper and was personally suggested by Steven Spielberg. Wow. So imagine you get fired from a role and the dude who gets it, it's like not only does he get your role, but also he came personally recommended by Steven Spielberg. You'd be like, well, I'm just going to not do this anymore. But apparently that actor's still out here working.
Well, I mean,
he's on Days of Our Lives and Roswell.
Now, other wild things. This movie was actually inspired by a 1992 McDonald's Super Bowl commercial.
Super Bowl.
And after seeing the commercial, Steven Spielberg is just like, I want that commercial made into a film. And so he basically looks at this as his Home Alone. And that's how this movie came about. Steven Spielberg just had all the fucking pull.
He still does.
Well, yes, but I'm saying but in the 90s, he was just like, do it.
You know what it is? It's also because his connections are deep, and he also keeps up with like who's working.
Yeah,
like because I just listened to a podcast where John Chu, who's doing the Wicked movies, who did In the Heights and Step Up 2 and stuff like that. But in Crazy Rich Asians, and he basically said he did a film at USC that was like really hot, like really popular, gave him some heat, and Steven Spielberg called him to go visit like on a set for a day.
Really?
Like so that's how he's keeping up with people like who's like younger, like still in college doing this shit. So I can like give some mentorship and stuff like that. It's cool.
Well, and you know what? That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's really what you want.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. does something similar to like young actors who are about to blow up and people who are clearly struggling with like substance and alcohol abuse and stuff like that.
It's funny. I was literally just talking about Robert Downey Jr. I was telling Paul about like, how like, Iron Man completely, revitalized his career because, and to the point where, they didn't even want to see him. Because of his past transgressions and things like that. She's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah. Really, like he was on SNL back in the day.
Oh yeah, I think only for a season, but yeah,
only for a season. Because that lost season. Yeah. I think Luis, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on that same season as well.
Oh wow, yeah, that makes sense. That was a weird time.
That was like when that was like right before Lauren Michael. Came back,
yeah. And I think it was right after Eddie, right?
Yeah,
because Eddie was only on for a short time. A lot of people forget that.
Yeah, I think it was only like 2 or 3 seasons, something like that.
But The reason why I brought up Devin Sawa though is because I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, Danny about to fuck his mom," that he had a crush on, like in high school and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, Danny about to." That was like the first time I put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, these adults are going to fuck at some point.
Yeah.
Also, Susanna Thompson wasn't a bad looking woman at the time.
Oh no, she wasn't.
Yeah,
I would have been in.
yeah, but you know, she has her son is Devin Sawa, who in the '90s was like always the love interest for like female characters and stuff like that, and Becky has a huge crush on him and stuff like that, but she gets like not intimidated, but she gets self-conscious when she sees how he engages with like other girls and stuff like that, who are a little bit more like, you know, prissy and like more focused on makeup and stuff like that. And so that's also the thing that I like. Is like it's a kids movie, so that, yes, there's juvenile humor. And like as you know, we're older in our 30s, we're like whatever. But you know, at the time, I actually really appreciate this movie.
Yeah. No, I
like
still
it touched on a lot
movie.
of things. Like it. You know, and it was funny. It was funny. It's just weird now because these kids are like, we should do the Little Rascals movie from the 90s.
Now that's going to be
because these weren't as unhinged as those kids.
Yes,
because at least there's some parents around in this one. But like the 90s with kids, like when they were left to their own devices, they did some weird shit.
Yeah,
man.
blank check and all. Like,
Dude, still think about that movie.
Yeah,
he had no friends. You know, you realize that Preston had no friends.
Yeah,
that's why he paid his limo driver to be a fucking creep.
That's a really wild.
But when these kids are like, before Danny agrees to, you know, be their coach and shit. I mean, when they got rejected though by Ed O'Neill's team, I'd be in a dark place too. The way he rejected them,
yeah,
it was like chewing his gum. Was like, all right, good luck next year, maybe.
They keep on working.
It's just Pee Wee, nigga. Just let us all on. You don't have to start me.
Yeah, I don't even have to play. Let me be on the team. Please, mister. I just want a helmet. Please. Look at those jerseys. Oh boy. I dreamt about this.
It's not funny.
Poor kids.
There's actually people like that. Tears. Oh, that made me laugh so hard.
I'll bring snacks. I'll be the water boy. I'll do anything, Mr. O'Shea.
You said, look at those uniforms. It's such a longing. It's so sad.
Yeah, those kids yearned. They yearned, man.
Yeah. They look so sad. They're looking around like, oh shit, there's only us left.
Yeah, it's just like, wait, there's one more spot.
And Becky's like, it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it because you know, like Danny was so encouraging and shit.
Yeah.
To the point where Danny go to like his brother's place of business? Is like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's a girl. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's oh man, but yeah, I mean, they didn't have to do this game either.
Well, no, of course.
It was going to be an ass whooping. If this hadn't been the inspirational movie that it was, let's be real, Little Giants are getting fucked up.
Oh, no. Some of them kids are going to the hospital.
At the bare minimum.
Some of these kids, they are not doing well after this.
The fat kid got hit so hard, they said they knocked him back into the second grade.
No. The fat kid got hit so hard, he was talking out of his ass.
Oh, yeah, that was wild.
That was you know what? There were some legitimate funny fucking things that happened in this film. Like there's a point where they're in a huddle, and then one of the kids looks and goes, "God help us!"
Yeah.
like there's like some legitimate funny shit. Where like these kids were just saying some shit. I'm just like, yo, that is so funny to hear out of a kid's mouth.
Yeah. They don't let kids do. I want to say it's morbid. But they don't do that kind of humor anymore. They just make kids be vulgar now to get the laughs. Yeah. But like that's some dark shit. Where like the kids like, God help us. You know what I mean? It's like we're gonna get fucked up. Because like I said, let's be real. If this doesn't have the Hollywood ending, Becky's not joining the team because she gets intimidated by how fucked up the Giants are getting. Like it got so like it could have gotten so bad where Danny starts getting some of the smoke. Like
the parents is just like, Just throwing the towel.
And just beating him up.
My kid has 4 concussions.
I mean, yeah, some of those kids are fucked up.
I mean,
Spike is carrying a fridge by himself.
Yeah, that kid was nuts.
I mean, his dad was insane.
I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was a parent of another team and Spike hit my kid the way that Spike was hitting kids on these teams, I have to shoot that little motherfucker. Not my boy, pow!
I do want to say the character that played, the actor that played Spike's dad, Brian Haley, why we never got him as Hank Hill in a live action King of the Hill, I'll never know. Physically, he looked exactly like Hank Hill, he just needed glasses. Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Have you ever rewatched those at all?
Yeah, they're hilarious.
They're fucking crazy, dude.
They
did some really weird shit on that shit.
Who's the dude, Dale, the guy who lives next door, the conspiracy theorist? Yo, that dude is nuts.
I mean,
nuts.
My favorite character is Bobby. Like, get your hands off my purse when he did that woman's self-defense class. And then he kicks Hank in the nuts. And Hank's like, oh, God, Bob.
Propane and propane accessories. That show is underrated.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Brittany Murphy, as our producer Lluvia put in the chat. I always forget that she was the voice of the sister, right?
Leanne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the cousin. Yeah, the cousin. Yeah. That moves in with them. Yeah. I always thought she was kind of hot, too. Anyways, Little Giants it's funny because there's also some really weird shit in it. And I shared with you and our producer Lluvia this YouTube video that I found that highlights the weirdest scene that as a kid I remember being like, why is this actor doing this? And it's the reason why, like, me thinking about this actor doing this is that my sense of humor, because I think this shit's funny as fuck.
Go on.
So I'm going to share it with you all. And folks, you got to have to go to our YouTube in order to see what I'm showing, but you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear it. But it's this collection of someone's favorite scene from Little Giants. So Here we go.
Now that I hear this.
So dramatic. Black kid sees the football as toilet paper.
He had some wheels on him. Because he outran that whole entire defense like the way he did.
His dad starts cheering. So it just showed the father, the black
celebrating
in the weirdest way. And I remember as a kid being like, what the fuck? Why does he look like this?
It's almost orgasmic.
And so I just remember as a kid being like, that's weird. Now as a podcaster, an adult, a working actor, that's a choice. That gentleman did. That's a choice. And the director's just like, I guess. There's no speaking lines. He's just reacting to his son.
Listen, man, you got to take advantage of the times that you have on screen.
Ah!
But I also, if you think about it, it's just like your kid, they literally didn't want him on the team. He drops everything you throw to him. He finally catches his first catch in a game and is for a touchdown. And a game that they're losing, and he actually catches a touchdown. Like, if that were Jackson and Jackson did something amazing in a game like that, I'd be losing my shit. Like, as a parent, your kid does something great, in front of everybody, and you're right there. It's just like, and it's like sports heroics. You're gonna go fucking nuts.
Got it. So you're just saying I don't know what it's like to be a dad, so that's why I'm laughing at this man's joy.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying this is. I don't think it's that deep. I just think it's the fact is like I could see how somebody could get there, but would I be like that? No.
You can see why a dad would have an invisible nut when his son makes a touchdown. Yeah. It's just fucking. That was so crazy.
Like you know what? It's crazy, and this is kind of weird. Because like sometimes Jackson and Axel they do something, and it's just like I'm proud of it, but it's not like something that like traditionally be like I'm proud of my boy for doing this thing, and it's like almost I want to cry. It's like this weird thing, but like for me, for like watching that, I can see him scoring like Jackson scored a touchdown and me just almost ready to cry. It's like, oh my God, he caught a fucking pass, and it's like, and it's the overwhelm.
You're
you
so
just get
proud.
overwhelmed. Yeah,
Just being proud. I get it.
but like, so you put that he probably went to a lot of games too. See, that's the thing. This is the only game these teams have played.
That's true. And he's like, he probably saw his son, and he's like, you afraid of football? You think about toilet paper all day. What am I going to do with you?
Well, no, because you have that scene where he's throwing footballs to him in the backyard.
Yeah.
And he's dropping every single
It was
one
like
of
an
them.
Airbud where that kid was getting basketballs thrown at him by the coach. It was insane.
The fact that you brought up Airbud is insane.
I mean, this came around the time of Airbud. The 90s were a wild time for movies.
It really was.
They were like, a black man can't coach a basketball team, but a dog could play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to show that clip because I thought about that scene as a kid, and I think about it now, and I'm just like that. Like I said, that's a choice. That's an actor that had the camera on his face, and it's like, I'm gonna give you all. I'm gonna give you 110%.
Oh, celebrating is what you want me to do? Let me show you how I get down. When my kids score, I score.
I mean, I was kind of like with the water tower turning from the home of Kevin O'Shea to the O'Shea brothers. I'm like, let's calm down. Danny won a Pee Wee game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? That's a town rivalry.
But didn't Kevin win the Heisman?
The what?
The Heisman?
Did you say the Eisman? Wait, didn't Kevin win an Isley brother? He won Ron Isley. What?
I like the way you move your body.
What?
That's the Isley Brothers song.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like promise you. It's called Move Your Body. It's really
I could have sworn this nigga was singing Outkast. I like the way you move. Because if it were me, which I was about to do, it was like Kevin just comes drifting on a memory. You go to the most random song that nobody else knows, which just so happens to sound like fucking Sleepy Brown singing "I Like the Way You Move." Oh boy.
Oh man, it looks like Becky grew up.
Yeah, she looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking at these pictures of Shauna.
Hey, Brandon. She's still a little girl in our eyes. No, she's a grown ass woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what's so weird though about like when we watch these old movies, and you're like, oh, this is the girl I had a crush on, like in a movie or something like that. And then and then you look at her older, and you're like, oh, like she's hot. And then you're like, oh wait, but this is weird. Growing up is weird.
Yeah.
So odd. It's like because some of these actresses basically we've grown up with.
I mean, bro, Megan Good.
I know we talked about her, Christina Ricci. Mm-hmm. Technically, I mean, she's younger than us, but Journey Smollett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a interesting industry, but yeah. Well, Lluvia said Natalie Portman was in The Professional. I didn't notice Natalie Portman until the Star Wars movie, Attack the Clones, when they took off her. They started taking off clothes over her for no reason. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I kind of like that. Professional, I think it was too. I couldn't see it. I think like for some reason that was too violent for my family to let me watch.
Star Wars?
The Professional.
Oh, okay, yeah, with that French guy.
Yeah, which we had to put that on the list. We haven't done that, and that's a crazy ass Gary Oldman performance.
Yeah.
But back to Little Giants. Again, I don't think Danny. I guess it's a small town, but I don't think Danny deserves. Also, if it's a small town, can they afford to change the name on that? And also, is Kevin successful in his car dealership? Because it's a pretty small town. You think everyone's just going to get a car from him? How many cars can this town buy on a yearly basis?
I'll just say this. Probably during the pandemic or actually during the financial crisis in 2008, his car dealership probably went under.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin's in a dark place right now.
Yeah.
If he's still alive in this fictional world.
I mean, the way he's going crazy over, Pee Wee football.
Oh, yeah, he had a heart
attack. Yeah. Earlier.
He's one of these dads died by the time the kids got to sophomore year in college, for sure.
That's fucking.
That's dark, but it's true. The stress that they both were under, like Danny is like, he feels like the joke of the town. That's sad, dude. That weighs on you.
I mean, but
you're raising a
get
kid.
The hot chick.
And you're raising. But you're raising a kid, and like she's kind of like getting shit on and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a tough existence. And then everyone loves her brother, who actually, by the way, Kevin. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a dark subplot where Kevin's like a shiesty dude who's like robbing the town blind at this dealership. Like, obviously, that's not how Ed O'Neill played it or how the character actually is, but in these kind of small towns, you can take advantage of that shit.
I mean, true. It's true. And like, he's beloved.
Yeah.
He'd be
that's how that shit always happen.
Like a young Mr. Burns.
But no one ever liked Montgomery Burns, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like he has that feel like he could do anything he wants.
Oh,
yeah. He's like the made man of the town.
Oh, yeah. Like once, let's say the daughter, when she gets to teenage years, let's say she kills a person, they can cover that up.
What is this, the judge?
Yeah, man, I enjoy watching this movie, but I kind of wish there was a little bit more. I kind of wish we had spent more time with the other kids too. Obviously, I understand why Becky and the brothers are like the focal point, but it would have been cool to like learn about a little bit more about each of the kids and just like why they really need it. It's like, obviously we know that one kid, his dad was never home. So when he gets the ball and they're like, run to your dad, he just arrived for the first time because he hasn't been here the whole movie. Yeah. He's like, Dad, and he runs. I mean, it was cute and sweet.
It was a
but
cute
I'm also
scene.
like, where the fuck have you been, Dad? Why is
he
it
was working?
Just because he had a suit on? Nigga, I bet you that guy was unemployed and it's 1994. He was at the coffee bean all day.
He's at the horse track.
He was not.
He's at the OTB.
That's a dark version. Like, I'm just like, this just sitting at the horse track in a suit with a briefcase that has nothing in it. Telling his family he's traveling.
Come on, lightning shark. Come on, lightning shark. He's got the receipts in his hand. Brandon, have you ever gone to a horse track?
No.
I went to a horse track.
I'm sorry. Come on, lightning.
I went to a horse track maybe about like a month ago. And to see those people out there, it is everything that you think.
Really?
There are the degenerates. Oh boy.
They
are
look crazy?
glued to the screen watching those horses run, or they're like hanging over, just like gazing at the horse. They're like walking around, just staring at the horses. It's like, I think Lucky Pageant's gonna have an amazing day today. Look at his legs. Yo.
And there are people that bet on like Pee Wee games and shit too.
Listen,
gambling is a problem these days, especially with DraftKings.
Yeah, listen,
well, they're never going to sponsor us now. But.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
What's up? What's up, bro?
When you hear niggas call the horses the ponies, that's the degenerate game. What you betting on? I'm going down to watch the ponies run. Like, yeah. How many toes do you got? How many fingers and toes you got? Another cut off one.
So, sorry, I just laughed so hard. I don't know where we are.
I don't know.
Where are you talking about cutting off toes?
No, because it's talking about the horse. The
ponies. Yeah,
because the kid's dad was
actually that would have been a really. If I got the opportunity to reboot this, I would definitely have a gambling villain. I would have someone that has like an insane interest in one of these teams winning because he has a gambling addiction.
Well,
I think that's such a dark, funny.
Old men, they are gambling on it. They're gambling work at that shop that they were at.
Yeah, if you could have one of the brothers actually be the one that's the gambler.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm betting against us. It's like, but Daddy, I want to win. And he's like, it's like, if I let my daughter win, I lose everything.
Wait, what wasn't? Oh no, that was. Oh my God, The Replacements.
Oh yeah, he took a bribe, right?
The fucking the Irish or English guy who's a kicker.
Yeah.
And like the bookies wanted him to watch the kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know people.
I'm sorry, Danny. They're gonna break my legs. And he looks at him, and he has a look in his eye. This is like, I have no choice. I gotta do this. Yeah. And he snatches the ball, and he goes and runs
flying.
Yeah, he ends up breaking his leg regardless. But no, we're talking about a completely different movie. But we did that movie.
Yes,
but it will never not be funny to me that at some point he looks into the stands and the guys stand up and they start cracking their knuckles. Yeah. I'm like, nigga, really? Like, even less conspicuous?
Yeah, because I'd be like, if I'm a camera scanning the audience to make sure like there's no signals or anything, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, well, that's something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, guys, bet the other way.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, like, I definitely can see them rebooting Little Giants. It's just, I don't – actually, you know what? I don't know if they can. Because that's one thing I think that the 90s did really well was that kids failed.
Yeah.
Like, kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like, not like you didn't pass this test or, like, you chicken out and asking this girl out or something like this. Like, no, there's like real rejection in the 90s.
Well, and also like you got teased for it. Like kids, just like in real life, they don't let you forget.
Well, all that stuff though was getting watered down, or like parents, and I get it. Like parents want to protect their kids at all costs, right? And that includes being teased and all this stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of like that's the stuff that gives you the character, though. That's the stuff that gets you to where you are. And there's some trauma I think you do need. Obviously, there's some trauma like
you don't need,
like no one should ever have in their life.
Yeah, of course.
But I do think like if you're not accepted as like a mainstream, mainstream ideals and stuff, and you get teased or whatever at school, I actually think it's better for you if you can get through it. Yeah, because it all depends on the support system you have at home and like how you interpret stuff. Because I'm also out of my mind. I'm like, I want everyone to like me. So when I did get teased, it was like personal. It was like, what can I do to get you to like me and not tease me? Instead of just being like, oh, you're doing a joke, let me do a joke back. Or like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's why roast battle, it was hard, man. I was like, it wasn't even that bad. It was me and Charles McBee, shout out to Charles McBee, Midwest comedian and stuff. And we did the roast battle, and it was like little tapping each other and shit.
Yeah, see, I'm just mean. Yeah, I'm going to go at you.
Yeah. You know what's funny, though, at the roast battle? So I wrote a bunch of stuff, and I had some friends at the show help me write some burns, too, right? I had one thing where, like, Charles had dressed up as a mermaid, and so I had a bunch of copies in my pants, in the back of my pants I was going to hand out to the audience and make a joke about it. I never made that joke. So the whole battle, I just have these pictures of Charles in my pocket. Just never used them.
That's also a really crazy thing to just present to audience of people. It's like, hey guys, here's a picture of this guy dressed as a mermaid. Ain't that funny? Look at this gay nigga over here, just as a mermaid. Like that'll be a terrible joke, Brandon. You have to come with something a little bit better than that.
Yeah, it was.
If you handed me a picture of your opponent dressed as a mermaid, I would immediately boo you. But also at the same time, like I said, I just get mean. But that's why I wouldn't want to do those roast battles, because I as sometimes as mean spirited sometimes I could be, I never really want to be mean-spirited to really hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah. And it's just like when someone's coming at me, there's going to get a point where I'm just like, well, there's no other choice here. Yeah. And then I get mean, and then it's just like, it doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel good.
I have no other choice, but I got blasted in the face now with my jokes.
Okay.
Speaking of being blasted into space or in the face, break down our rate system, Justin.
Jesus Christ. All right, guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies.
They don't know how to do this. That's why we remind.
Hush your face. Hush your face. Hush it. We rate movies back to popcorn, small, medium, large.
Okay, well, check this out. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the say.
Brandon, I'm going to punch you in your mouth. Keep that up. Keep on playing these damn things. Anyhow, We rate movies back to popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We put piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. So, Brandon, we watched the 1994 sports comedy film Little Giants, starring Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill. And, of course, the late and oh-so-great John Madden made an appearance in this one as well. Brandon, what say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a large. Very enjoyable movie. Just silly at times, but also very heartfelt. And yeah, I just enjoyed watching this. It's like a warm blanket in a way. It's and Ed O'Neill is great in this.
Yeah,
he's really good in like that sensitive, like prime male kind of thing. It's like interesting that balance he was able to find, especially back in 1994.
Yeah, because you typically, they're all bad.
Yeah, and it's just funny, like in a lot of times and stuff like that. And it's one of the more grounded 90s like kids films, I would say. Yeah, and I think that's why I enjoy it a little bit. Justin, what's your rating?
Actually, I'm gonna give this an XL, man.
Whoa!
I'm giving this an XL. Like, I really enjoyed watching this film. I'm glad that we revisited this film, and like to the point where like I want to sit there. I want Jackson to watch this.
Okay.
Because he's starting to really get into just all sports. He loves every sport, and I just think that this is something that he would like. When I was watching him, like I could see Jackson just like laughing at this, and and it's. I feel like a lot of the kids' films and things like that of today don't really have this level of substance, and so I think this is something that he'd really enjoy, especially also because this is I've said before, like. Jackson's pretty sensitive. Yeah. Like he picks up on the emotional beats and he cries at the point where he's supposed to cry and things like that, which is good. But like this is going to be something that he could enjoy and he could just have fun with, and it's not going to be too emotional. But the emotional beats that are there is nothing that he can't handle. Yeah. It's a nice feel good kids movie.
That's right. And there's nothing your kids can't handle, man, except your crazy ass. I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. The kids are always so happy on social media.
Yeah, that's because they're on social media.
You should like Paula's like, I don't show them the real shit. When the kids are just throwing things down the hallway at her, and Paula's just she's like the Blair Witch Project on her phone, like, help!
Justin,
come home. One piece of quick trivia that Lluvia, our producer, found was that Gary Busey and Randy Quaid were originally cast as the lead. That would have been. I mean, this movie didn't make money. This got a budget of $20 million and made $19.3 million, which is not great.
Hold on.
In the 90s. They would have lost so much money if they went with those two leads.
Hold on. If Randy Quaid and Gary Busey, who is playing Kevin?
That has to be Gary Busey.
That would have been nuts.
Actually, no, it might have been the other way around, yeah. Might have been Randy Quaid older.
That would have been wild.
Yeah, man. Can we put on what's the movie that not Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year, where Gary Busey's a love interest?
Oh yeah,
we gotta put that on the list. If we're talking about sports stuff, we gotta put that on the list.
Oh, and was it Tony Danza's in it as well? Is it no?
No, that's Angels in the Outfield.
That's Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, because the guy's like, yeah, he's gonna die of cancer. He's been smoking cigarettes. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, he's had 6 months to live. He don't know it yet. I was like, well, what?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that was a wild line in that movie.
But folks, that's our review on Little Giants. Hope you all enjoyed our throwback to the 90s. This hilarious sports movie. But we did get a Patriot thought before we go. And folks, remember, you sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn. You're guaranteed to have your review or thought read on that episode. So Simba Jackson wrote at Best Med Pod, fellas, I love y'all with all my popcorn. But if you hate this movie, I will cancel my Patreon. LOL. What's better than annexation of Puerto Rico? This movie hit the sweet spot of funny adults paired with hilarious kids. Icebox understanding for power of masculinity and femininity is a lesson that can be taught today. All in all, this is a GOAT kids movie. XO popcorn. FYI, I'm going to ride hard anytime y'all do a movie. I had a VHS as a kid. Salute. That's fair.
Yeah, this movie, this is really a goated movie. It doesn't get the burn that it should. I mean, the fact that this just almost made its budget, I'm surprised. Because I would have thought that this movie was a hit because everyone I know loves this film.
Yeah.
Pretty heralded film.
There you go, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the review. Remember, as always, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on all social media platforms, particularly Instagram. That's where I'm at these days. And you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms, mediumpopcorn.com for your popcorn needs, as well as speakpipe.com in case /mediumpopcorn in case you want to leave us a voicemail. Once again, speakpipe.com /mediumpopcorn.
Speak to that pipe.
Justin, how can people follow you as well as support the show financially if they choose to do so?
Guys, you can follow me at JBrownDid on all the socials. But if you want to support this show and make it amazing, why don't you take yourself over to patreon.com /mediumpopcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. We got a bunch of bonus episodes. We got mini shows. There's just so much content on Patreon. So if you love this show and you want more, you got to take yourself over to patreon.com /mediumpopcorn.
That's right, everybody. We hope y'all are well. Hope y'all stay well. And we hope y'all will come back next week. Talk to y'all soon.
Are you okay, Brent? We hope y'all are well. We hope y'all stay well. We hope y'all come next week. Like, nigga, did you take a shot to the head? Did somebody swing a fucking helmet and knock you in the skull?
I have a concussion. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon.
Medium popcorn, we are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn, woo! You haven't seen it, well we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So